Poland Daily Business Edition. Tonight about coronavirus in China and how does it influences the business in Europe and other parts of the world. Should Poland and Polish businesses be aware of that crisis, and will it drag us in? This very simple questions I will ask to Jerzy Bielewicz, Gazeta Bankowa writer and financial analyst. Sir, what do you think about this coronavirus? It looks like the epic scale of this epidemic.
And it's growing fast, and it's 20,000. Tomorrow it's maybe 22,000, 23,000. It's close to 500 deaths, 425 deaths as for today. It shows that you cannot underestimate the influence of coronavirus on world economy. It's huge. It will be huge. And the only hope is that it's maybe seasonal disease and it will pass with the winter. But if not, if it keeps growing for next several months, it would be bigger than tsunami in Japan and nuclear disaster.
Right now we have what, like 50, 60 million people in quarantine? That's population of Poland, Czech Republic, Hungary, Slovakia together?
Yeah, and it doesn't work. This quarantine doesn't work. It still grows. It seems that the source of the disease are animals. The yesterday news is that it's maybe bats that carry this disease. And it's very, very probable because it started at the animal and fish market in Wuhan. And if it's the case, it would explain why it's still this province and China and the epidemic centers would not show up in India or
I would leave the epidemiology outside of this discussion, rather focus on the economic consequences. We are seeing the major problems in the second biggest economy of the world, and the problem that looks simple. I mean, come on, who eats bats, first of all?
If you wouldn't get into the source, you would not solve the problem. It's a key problem, how it transmits to humans. And yeah, it's huge economic problem. Imagine that the demand in China of crude oil went down by 20%. It's 3 million barrels of crude that would not find buyers. Other materials.
You have whole factories that are in limbo right now, not producing anything for weeks.
Such titans are as Apple. Hyundai just announced that it's closing its factory in South Korea because it cannot get parts that were sourced from China. So supply chains would suffer because factories in China just don't work right now, are not working right now.
Is that another argument to this decoupling of China, as that was like discussion of last year? We've been talking about American producers who will gradually move out of China to other countries of Southeastern Asia, maybe to other manufacturing countries like Poland, in order to balance the political power, because China is clearly using its manufacturing might as a political tool.
I would not go this way. I would put a little bit of optimism into this whole situation. I believe that it's a time for cooperation with and helping China and to contain this disease in China and not let it spread around Asian countries,
airlines
for
stopped servicing China.
the impact would be huge. Just 20-25% down in prices of raw materials. It shows how close we are to recession. Not only in China, but we are talking about slowdown in China. But if factories just not working, and it's not a slowdown, it's a halt of economy. That there is nothing there is produced right now, and that's the key. And I don't see the signs of recovery. This week factories are shut, but it may be the same the next week if
the disease will spread further. There are also accusations that the Chinese knew very well what this virus actually is, but I would also not discuss this because we don't have hard data about it anyway. The image of the Chinese government as an efficient ruler of big part of the industrial world is shattered right now.
And there are huge risks for a Chinese Communist Party, and it was similar during the SARS epidemic in China, which was very, very small compared to the current spread of coronavirus. It's very dangerous that Chinese people may think that government did not prevent the disease, did not help its people, and they will do everything just to keep it quiet and prevent social unrest that are very, very, very possible at this point. Because it's just a human nature.
The technology news is that the Chinese authorities are using drones to patrol the streets and check whether the citizens are obedient and do not leave their houses. With the face recognition technology, the drone can actually see, Mr. Chu, you were supposed to stay at your home. Why are you walking?
It's like Orwell 84, yeah?
Yes.
Exactly, but on the other hand, again, the technology keeps us connected, even in the case of such a disease.
But why technology keeps us connected with Chinese government? I don't understand that. Jerzy Bielewicz of Gazeta Bankowa and financial analyst, sir. Thank you for this conversation. And our time is up, but we could continue this technology slavery issue maybe in the next conversation. That was it for tonight.